Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of the Slow Run Cast. I'm your host, the sad Iraqi Balboa, joined by my friend who, I don't know if he woke up at 6 in the morning like me too to have a heartbreak, but Durwin Luke, or as I prefer to call him, the Durwinator.
This is a very depressing week for gamers, Canadians, everything.
Listen, okay, the men's curling team won gold, and the women's curling team won gold. I didn't watch the women's game. Listen, I've watched curling like when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was like really interested in any sport I could get my hands on. So anything that was ever on TV, I'd watch, regardless of the sport. Curling was one of them where I was like, dude, what the hell is this? Right? Like, what is this sport? So never watched it into adulthood. Then I saw that the men's, there's the whole controversy of the cheating too.
That's the finger touch.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what, man? It's the men's final. It was Great Britain versus Canada. So I said, let me just tune in. Holy smokes, dude. Curling is a crazy sport. It is crazy, dude. And like these guys at the high level they are, bro, they literally put those stones wherever they want. Like wherever they want it to hit, they're going to get it to hit there.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. Like you can't make a mistake. Your opponent's move is going to be the best optimal move every time. Crazy nail biter. But yes, I was referencing the Canadian men's hockey team's loss to the United States this morning.
Yeah. And also the women's team.
The women's team was 2 days ago. Yeah, that one was a tough one to swallow too because they were up.
Yeah, it's
1-0 until the last 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny when they hand them the little stuffy too when with the silver medal. It hurts. Yeah, it's like here's your little toy.
Yeah, remember us, man. Did you watch the game or?
Yeah, I did watch the game.
Yeah, frick, I've been up since like 5:30. My wife slept in, so the boys woke up 6:45. Dawood woke up, and then the youngest was up at 7:45. So I just was cozying up with them under the freaking blanket. We were just watching this game. Frick, man, I can't believe we lost that, dude. There's so many chances. Overtime. Yeah.
Too many L's this week. Too many L's.
Well, that's it for Olympic Games talk because we are not a sports podcast. We are a video game podcast. And we have some L's to talk about in the video game podcast this week. Bombshells this week, Derwin. Bombshells. Late week news. 2 big stories. Both of them late week. I'm following the news during the week. Nothing crazy. Thursday we get hit by a huge piece. Friday afternoon. Dude, I was ready to call it a day at work, getting ready to go home. Then this freaking article drops from IGN. Exclusive from Ryan McCaffrey. Phil Spencer retiring. Sarah Bond out. Matt Booty promoted as Microsoft AI exec. Asha Sharma named new Xbox boss. I feel like there should be a comment in there. Matt Booty promoted, as Microsoft AI exec. Asha Sharma named new Xbox boss. Crazy stuff on a Friday.
Yeah, I actually saw the notification and I didn't read the whole headline. I was something about Phil Spencer. I'm it's probably nothing. He probably just said something on a podcast or anything like that. It was not until you resent it to me a minute later that I looked at it. I'm oh, what?
Yeah,
he's
dude.
Out?
This is crazy. This is Xbox's 25th anniversary this year. They were hyping up for a really big year. Halo Combat Evolved remake. A new Gears of War. Fable finally coming back. New Forza Horizon. What a time to retire. It just says crazy all over it.
Mm-hmm. It says ousted all over it.
I can't help but feel the same way. This feels like clean oust.
Mm-hmm.
Clean oust. Because
maybe come on. Not even until the anniversary of Xbox, your baby? You're not.
Well, the other thing, too, is Sarah Bond is out. Everybody thought she was going to be the successor, right? Mm-hmm. She's all over Xbox. She's gone. Resigned, presumably. Also feels like ousted.
Yeah, it's either she was ousted or Microsoft didn't give her the promotion, and that was how when you're supposed to be the next in line and then you get cucked then you're like, well, I'm out of here, because why am I wasting my time with this company if I'm not going to be the one promoted when I was clearly like the heir of this position, right?
100%.
So
yeah, it smells fishy. The timing and the fact that it's not just Phil Spencer, retiring. Like, why are they lining up their resignation? I think, like, I mean, there's a couple of things going on here. Let's talk about the new individual who's taking over. Asha Sharma. Presumably no gaming background whatsoever. If you look on her resume. Yeah. She was the head of AI, or what was it exactly?
Yeah, she does a lot of project management and stuff like that, but she is the lead for core AI or something like that. So major AI stuff that she was the leader of. She previously worked at Instacart, previously worked at Meta, both C-level positions. I don't even know where she came from in terms of like did she not do anything other than like C-level stuff prior to?
I mean, it's also weird. She's really young too.
Yeah.
I think.
She looks very young.
She looks very young. So red flag number 1, like, what's this lady's background? How does she get this position? How does Satya Nadella think this is a fit? Red flag number 2, apparently her Xbox like gamer profile, either she put it on the internet or somebody did.
So I was watching a video and like reading up on it. Apparently people were like asking her what her gamer tag was on X, and she actually responded and dropped her gamer tag along with announcing some of her favorite games, which is surprise, like Microsoft, Xbox, like exclusive games or whatever.
Yeah, it's a really weird account though. Did you notice there's a lot of like weird stuff going on? Apparently she has a 10,000 gamer score. There's a bunch of games that she has like played, and it's like played for like 1 hour with like no trophies, and then randomly like Ball X Pit she has like 43 hours in the last week.
Yep. And all of her account was made in January.
Yeah, so was it January? I thought it was 4 months ago, but
no, January. 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, it smells fishy. And then she was trying to reassure people online. There's a bunch of like people tweeting at her, and she was retweeting. She pledges to not flood future games with soulless AI slop, which, yeah.
I mean, listen, I've shared my thoughts with you regarding what this is. This is clearly an AI push. Like, you don't move the head of AI basically into the Xbox like division and not expect a major push for use of AI. Like, people were speculating like, oh, maybe they just had to get rid of Phil Spencer, blah blah blah. He wasn't doing a good job. Yeah, he wasn't doing the best job, but like, they clearly handpicked this so that they could push AI in gaming. This is going to be a major mark in the future of Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm not exactly sure if I know 100% the reason. It feels like either Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, and that team were basically given an ultimatum to behave a specific way. Because here's the thing. Ever since the Activision Blizzard acquisition, which in hindsight now, I don't know if it was the best thing for Xbox. The more I think about it, I think it almost was like it did the reverse effect. But ever since the Xbox Activision Blizzard acquisition, I feel like big Microsoft has been way more involved in the day-to-days of Xbox than they were before. It felt like Phil Spencer used to have a free reign over Xbox and was able to, execute his vision for the brand in previous years. But after that purchase, it felt like more like Satya Nadella's tentacles and big Xbox from above was putting more and more pressure on him and his group from above. So I feel like either they had some discussion, like exactly you were saying about this AI stuff, and they were giving it, they were given their marching orders from Xbox or from Microsoft about it, and it was just too much. It was just too much for Phil at that point and Sarah Bond to go through with it, considering everything that's happened. Like, it was like the straw that broke the camel's back. They've been forced to close a bunch of studios. They've been forced to cancel a bunch of games. They've been forced to lay off a bunch of people, all because big Microsoft is, push them to do so. I think maybe, like you said, some AI plan of action was put forward, and they told them you have to do this and this, and it was too much for Phil and Sarah, and they basically chose to go out. Phil retiring early, and Sarah just saying, "No, I'm out. I'm not going to be part of this." Or the other way around, Satya Nadella himself told them, "Hey, I found somebody who's more is going to behave the way I want them to." You know what I mean? Will be more of my minion with regards to this.
And also hit that 30% revenue target, right?
Which, that's still another story. That's that is not feasible. There
is a way to hit it.
It is feasible to get AI to make all your games, and no human being is working on it. Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's another thing that's going on the internet. I don't want to, maybe I don't want to bring this. I'm not sure if I want to bring this up or not, but I think it's worth mentioning. It's also worth mentioning that your dogs are losing their head off.
Yeah, they are. They're freaking out.
There is some suspicion that they think there's some type of nepotism going on here, considering the ethnicity of the new CEO and Satya Nadella. They're saying this might be. I was reading an actual an Indian newspaper, Times of something, that was talking about this. People in the corporate world and on the street are saying this is an individual that doesn't have any gaming background, seemingly. It seems strange to replace Phil Spencer with this person. She doesn't really know much. And there was some suspicion that there might be, some type of nepotism going on there based on ethnicity. I'm not sure if...
No.
Yeah.
That is...
I wouldn't bring it up if it wasn't for an Indian newspaper itself.
Covering it?
Mentioning this,
That's an interesting take. I have not heard about that, but...
Yeah. I was trying to dig up more information about Asha Sharma, and that article came up. It was all quiet when this news dropped from Sarah Bond. We didn't hear anything from her originally, but that now she's since spoken up, and she has a whole letter for her employees and whatnot that's come up online that you could read that. There's goodbye letters from Phil Spencer. Matt Booty is the one who sticks around, and he is being
he
promoted.
Seems untouchable at this point.
Well, is he being promoted, or is he being shifted to something different? Because he's the chief content.
He got promoted to chief content officer now, so he gets to, I guess, control what's coming out.
So is that Sarah Bond's old position? I don't understand.
I don't think it's the old position, right?
What is this position? Who was the old CCO?
Let's see. Xbox. Let's see if they have any information. It doesn't say. I think maybe they created new positions.
Yeah.
Executive Vice President and Chief Content Officer of Microsoft Gaming. So I think they must have created a new position for him to assist Sharma, given that she probably doesn't have lots of gaming background, right?
I don't know, man. It doesn't sound good. I don't know what you think. I'm not really feeling it.
Well, yeah, no, I think this, like I said, I think this marks a complete end of an era, and I'm not really loving the direction that this is going to be going. I've got a bad feeling about it.
Been bad news from Xbox year after year after year. It is crazy to think at the start of this console generation, I was really excited for them. They put out a really good console in the Xbox Series X, which has a lot of other little tidbits about it that I think makes it superior to the PS5. There was a little
in terms of performance, it was a little bit better than the base PS5, right? You were able to emulate certain games on the Xbox with a developer account.
Yeah, the quick resume too, I think is a superior function that the PS5 doesn't have.
Quick resume is amazing. And then on top of that, it was readily available versus the PS5.
Yeah, it was still pretty tough to get the Series X, I remember, but I got it within like the year, yeah. Then there was a lot of promise, man. Like they had bought up a few studios in 17, 18, 19, and their games were coming up. Then the big bomb dropped when they bought Bethesda GameWorks. I was really excited for that. Phil Spencer just seemed like the perfect executive. They had really good showing. Games started coming out in 21. 22 was a little bit quiet. 23, I think, was a good year for them. And then after that, it just, like, I don't know what happened. Like, the Activision Blizzard thing finally went through, and it just seems like they did not, like, it didn't pull its weight to bring Xbox back to where it should be as a close competitor to the PS5. In fact, it started off with putting all the games on other platforms. That was a big question mark when they put Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment and Sea of Thieves and Grounded on the PS5. Then there was the big layoffs, the closure of Tango GameWorks. That was, I think, 24, a year after Hi-Fi Rush came out. Some of the big games they were waiting for didn't land. Starfield wasn't exactly great.
Yeah.
Games got delayed. We still weren't getting that big cadence from Bethesda GameWorks. We finally started getting that. But then when we finally started getting the Indiana Jones and all the other games, it was already like too late. Like they were already putting them on PS5s. The Series X and S just stopped selling. The Series S got a little bit outdated. Developers were having a hard time putting games on it. And like the Xbox sales have completely diminished. Nobody's buying one of those things. Just bad to worse. They just basically went like third-party publisher. And then the whole other layoffs that happened this summer with some big games being canceled. And I don't know. Now this, like, it doesn't really, I really have no hope for this, like, brand anymore. And I don't think whatever their next console is going to be a hit. I think they're going to put it out, but that's going to be it. You're never going to get an Xbox console again after this one.
Yeah. It might be the last one.
I think so.
Legitimately. So, for all of the console collectors, make sure you get a pre-order.
Of the $1,500, whatever the hell the Xbox thing is going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Especially with the RAM shortages and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a whole other story we'll get to later in the news stories. But yeah, I don't know. It's so sad. I was like really excited for the Series X this year. I love my Series X, but I've just been playing on it less and less. Like the Game Pass hikes, it's just ridiculous. 35 Canadian dollars a month. Like, I mean, at the start of the console generation, I remember subscribing to Game Pass for like $13, was it?
It was really cheap. Yeah,
and there was no like ultimate
month.
version or whatever. Like you got the Game Pass, and now they did all these tiers. It's just so sad, man. Like,
yeah. The value proposition that they initially wanted to sell just really disappeared after like these big studio purchases.
Yeah, and with this new exec, I don't really. I think maybe you're right. Matt Booty's really going to be taking over the gaming part of this thing, and she's going to be there to like force the AI in.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, why is she the head of Xbox? It is to force AI and make all these studios use AI in their like creation of games. What specialty is she bringing other than that, right?
It's that.
Like she states that she doesn't believe in sloppy AI and blah blah blah, and there's only one real way to fix sloppy AI, and it's to train it to make good AI, and you make good AI to train it into like better AI, and then better AI becomes perfect AI, and then you just never have to hire anybody ever again.
Yeah.
Right?
Listen, like here's the thing. I've given up hope on Xbox, frankly. Like I actually don't care if, she takes the whole thing down, or Phil's gone and the whole thing collapses. I actually don't care anymore. The only thing I care about is the developers. Like I don't care about a new Xbox console. I've already given up on that. I don't care about Game Pass anymore like I used to. I don't think it's, it's the thing. But the developers, man, I am so scared. I'm so scared. Like State of Decay developers, Ninja Theory, after Hellblade 2. Like, worried about them. Double Fine. I know they're putting out games and Xbox is still letting them do what they want to do, but for how long? I'm worried about developing studios like that. Like, unless you're like Machine Games.
Yes.
Like, unless you're that tier, anything below that, those are like the bare minimum. Anything below that, I'm worried for you, brother. I know we've said it here, but I suspect more's to come. Durwin, speaking of all that, do you want to move on to our next story? That's
I was going to say, is it time to move on to the next depressing story to really beat us down on the weekend?
Whatever I said right now about the devs wasn't intentional, but it's a perfect segue to this.
Yeah.
We got news from Jason Schreier from Bloomberg this week that PlayStation is shutting down Bluepoint Games 5 years after they acquired them. A little less than 5 years, actually. It's about 4.5.
Do you know what they did for 5 years?
I sure do.
Yeah. They were helping in God of War Ragnarok, and then they were forced to make a live service God of War game. The game was canceled, and then now they are closed.
My God.
Right?
My God. This live service push from Jim Ryan has got to, like, what is the developer hours and money this has cost Sony since 2021? Like, this has... Like, somebody's got to write a book about this in, like, 10 years. Like, straight up, going back to Jason Schreier, I want to read Jason Schreier's book about this in, like, 10 years' time. What the heck? They have literally obliterated an entire console generation with this live service push. Insane, dude. I am bewildered. Bewildered by this story. Just a little bit of a background for listeners who don't know exactly who Bluepoint Games are. Bluepoint Games was started, I believe, in 2006 by two developers from... who's the developer of Metroid Prime out of Texas? Retro Studios. Two employees from Retro Studios, Andy O'Neill and Marco Thrust. They started the studio in 2006. Their only actual originally IP game was Blast Factor, which was released in 2006. But since then, they have had a close relationship with Sony. They did the God of War collection, the Ico and Shadow of the Colossus collection, the Metal Gear Solid HD collection, the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection.
Yes.
All of the, like, the first 3-4 were on PS3. They did the Uncharted collection on PS4. That's literally how I played Uncharted. The Gravity Rush remaster, the excellent Shadow of the Colossus remake, and the excellent PS5 launch day title, Demon's Souls remake, that came out with the console, with the PS5. I mean, still to this day, we're almost like 5.5 years since the launch of the PS5. Still to this day, one of the best PlayStation 5 console exclusives to date. Like, full use of all the features, feels great, looks great, excellent remake. There were also support on PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, porting Flower to the PS4, and Titanfall to the Xbox 360, as well as, like you said, God of War Ragnarok, PS4, PS5 support with Sony Santa Monica. Demon's Souls comes out 2020. It's a great hit. That's when PlayStation started acquiring a bunch of studios, remember? They picked up Housemarque after Returnal, and they picked up Bluepoint Games in, I believe, fall 2021. Listeners, I just gave you a list of, like, games. I mean, Durwin, tell me. You buy this studio. You, Durwin Luke, you bought the studio. You're Sony. What are you going to put them on in 2021? You bought them. They're yours now. After everything I just told you.
I'm going to put them on anything that I can remake. That's so stupid.
It's insane. It is bewildering. You literally have the best of the best remake studios there is.
Yeah. Remake Killzone. So it's playable
Remake Sly
on
Cooper.
PS5.
Sly Cooper
Jack
collection.
and Daxter.
Jack and Daxter. SOCOM. I don't freaking care. Whatever it is, Sony's, like, IP is so freaking deep. You have the chance. They could have been working on this God of War freaking trilogy remake or whatever it is. No? While Sony Santa Monica works on something new? I don't know.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Well, okay. I'm leading. I'm leading on a lot here. But you know what I'm going to say. Dude, they did the Demon Souls remake. Listeners, go on any live stream of any like video game announcement, showcase, or whatever, and look at the chat. People asked, for the last 5 years, people have asking for 4 things. Okay? 4 things. 2 of them came out. Or I'm forgetting what the 4th thing was in my mind. I know it came out, but I keep forgetting it. So let's cut it down to 3 things until I remember what that 4th thing is. Where is GTA 6? Where is Hollow Knight Silksong? Where is the Bloodborne remake? Or remaster or port? Go on any freaking live stream chat. They're always like, where is the Bloodborne remake? And I have to ask Sony the same thing. You own the goddamn IP for Bloodborne. You hired the development studio that made...
You bought. You bought. Not just hired. Bought.
The development studio that made the Demon Souls remake from Software's first like Souls game that was a PlayStation exclusive. The only other PlayStation exclusive from Software game that you guys freaking own the IP to is Bloodborne. Like what? How was that not greenlit?
They hate money.
I mean, this freaking live service thing. Man, what a waste of time. What a waste of developers' like lives, bro. Imagine working on something for 5 freaking years and just, it just gets canceled. And you can't put it on your resume. You can't put it in your portfolio. You've put your blood, sweat, and tears in it, and it's just gone. You never get to see the fruits of your labor come out. It's just gone. It never makes it to release. Like the money Sony has wasted on freaking... Man, think about this console generation because of this live service thing. We missed out on potential games we could have got. We could have got a new game from Sony Bend. We got Days Gone in 2019. They pitched Days Gone 2. They shut them down. They put them on some live service game. We also found out that live service game got shut out the same time as Bluepoint Games, right?
Yeah.
Live service game got shut out?
Yeah, about there, yeah. Then they were forced to remake Days Gone.
Yeah.
For PC.
For PC without any promise of like a Days Gone 2.
Yes. And then who knows what they're doing.
They've been put on another live service game. Bend Studios been put on another live service game. It's been almost 7 years since we got an original game from them. We could have had a Bend Studios game. 2020, the PS5 starts. 2025, 24, we could have had a new Bend Studios game. We did not get one. Bluepoint Games, the talk of the show. The remake freaking, studio. They put them on a God of War live service game.
Something that they're not even interested. Clearly they're interested in remaking old games that people love. What makes you think that they wanted to do a live service God of War game that's brand new? I don't understand it.
I did hear something online. I couldn't fact check it. I couldn't verify it, but some guy apparently reached out to employees and talked to them and basically said what they told him. And they said that they were pitching Sony ideas after God of War Ragnarok support. And, Sony was obviously pushing for the live service thing. So one of the ideas that they pushed for Sony was a live service God of War. They're the ones who gave them the idea. Because they were in a rut. They told them you have to make a live service game. So we just worked on God of War Ragnarok. Let's do a God of War live service game. So that's Bend Studios. Durwin, it's been an entire console generation. 2 more years short of an entire console generation. We do not have a new game from Naughty Dog.
We have a promise of a game from Naughty Dog.
4 years working on God of War Online. Or not God of War, sorry. Last of Us Online. Only to get shut down. We got nothing. We could have had Last of Us Part 3 by now. We could have had a new Uncharted game. We could have had this intergalactic game, whatever it is. Another freaking waste of time. Your favorite studio, Guerrilla Games. It's been 4 years since Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah. Herman Hulse's baby, too. Because he is originally from Guerrilla Games.
Which it kills me. It kills me.
Yeah. But he'll greenlit 2 other mobile games, basically. Or I guess one's not completely mobile, but yeah, he'll greenlit 2 other Horizon games. Also the VR Horizon game. But
VR Horizon game is from Fire Sprite.
yeah,
Fire Sprite Studios, which apparently last I heard is like in a terrible position right now. A terrible position. That's the other thing. I am surprised this is Bend. Like, if you came and told me yesterday and you said, hey, Sony has shut down a studio. Can you take a guess which one? My mind would actually go Fire Sprite first. My mind would have went Bend Studio.
yep.
My mind would have went Haven Studio. Fair Games.
Yeah.
Dude, like...
Where is Fair Games?
Dude,
we literally do not know.
Man, like, cancel it and shut the studio down. It's not going to sell. It's not doing good. Jade Raymond quit. You didn't show it to us. It's supposed to come out last year. You haven't showed it to us this year. You're putting more... It's sunk cost fallacy. You went and shut down Bluepoint Games because I guess Bluepoint Games probably were in a position where they, like, didn't have anything new to start. Like, they were further away from a final product than any of these other studios that I'm mentioning. So maybe I think that's the reason why they got they got
Yeah,
axed.
but they still have the technical skill to remake a game.
I mean, they have way more, yeah, so I don't know.
Like, do you think Nintendo would be, like, cutting them, right? Like, Nintendo is the king of remakes. Like, they would be utilizing them so hard.
Anyway, going back, Guerrilla Games, Horizon Forbidden West, 2022, seemingly from Jason Schreier. We're not getting a new Horizon anytime soon, Durwin.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like it's a PS6 game. We got this new Steel Frontiers, NCSoft, whatever it is. We could say that's not wasting developer time because that's not a Sony first-party studio. It's not going to be the studio, it's whatever.
Yeah.
But then they have this live service game. Dude, like, the writing's on the wall, bro. The writing is on the wall. Like, it says Concord all over it, man. Like, look at the comments on the video. Even if it's good, it doesn't matter. You wasted the studio's time working on this thing. Nobody asked for it. Nobody cares. Listen,
Yeah.
if you have the capability of putting these games out while not hindering the cadence of AAA first-party game, single-player games, fine. But at the expense of those is crazy. Anyway, continue on. We said Bend, Bluepoint, Fire Sprite, who had Horizon Call of the Mountain. They had a canceled Twisted Metal game, by the way. They had major layoffs. I don't know what's going on with Fire Sprite. They look like they're ready for the axe. If Bluepoint game is out. Haven Studios, Fair Games. Jade Raymond is gone. Where are we going there? Housemarque is one of the ones that seems to be in a good state. Returnal 2021, and now we're getting on Soros 2026. 5 years. Pretty standard stuff. They're doing good. I mean, Insomniac is the studio that saved frickin' PlayStation this entire console generation. I mean, we're getting Wolverine right now. We had Spider-Man 2 3 years ago now. By the time Wolverine comes out.
Yes.
By the time Wolverine comes out, it'll be 3 years. We had Miles Morales 2020. We had Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart 2021. I mean, Spider-Man 2 wasn't even that long ago compared to, like, the gap.
Yeah, like, considering it just came out for free on, like, whatever, the extra tier or whatever it is. Yeah, Nixies seem safe because they're doing all the PC port.
ports.
Yeah, Death Stranding on the Beach this year, and then Soros, apparently, they're doing some additional work for.
Polyphony, GT7, they're okay. San Diego, MLB The Show, that's all fine. San Mateo and Malaysia are support studios. Sony Santa Monica, kind of okay.
Safe.
I mean, I was hoping, like, by 2026, it's been 4 years by the end of 2026 since God of War Ragnarok. I was hoping we'd be further along to actually, like, having something new.
I mean, rumors are there.
That this year, that trilogy remake.
Christopher Judge did open his mouth up again, and
We'll get to that. I'll talk about that. Yeah. So we'll see about that. Sucker Punch is doing good. Ghost of Yote. That's okay. Team Asobi, one of the better studios right now. Astrobot 2024. Valkyrie's first party support. XDev is support for third party. Naughty Dog. I mean, we talked about the situation with Naughty Dog. Here's another one that looks bad. Media Molecule. Last game was Dreams.
I don't remember who they are. Not gonna lie.
Media Molecule is like a Little Big Planet.
Oh, okay. And that's a dead franchise.
Yeah, their last game was Dreams. Do you not remember Dreams? That was like that. It was on the PS4. You could basically create games inside the game. It was almost like a dev, like, what do you call it? I think it was a 2019. Yeah. I mean, recap to the stuff they've closed. Firewalk, Concord Dev in 2024. London Studios in 2024. Neon Co. in 2020, Koi in 2024. Pixelopus in 2023. Japan Studio in 21. And Manchester in 2020. We have Bungie Marathon. That's coming out. That's got to hit. I mean, that has got to hit. If that doesn't hit, we're in big trouble.
If that doesn't hit, that means Hunter's Gathering is not going to hit.
They bought Bungie for this whole, like, live service thing. If the Bungie game itself doesn't hit, holy smokes, we're in trouble. And then that new studio, what were they called? ML something? I can't remember. They're the spin-off of Bungie that are working on the MOBA Gummy Bears that we don't know about yet. Anyway, I mean, I just want to close it off with one thing, just to highlight this. Bloodborne Remake. You took that away from us, Jim Ryan and Herman Holst. You took away Bloodborne Remake from us. We could have had Bloodborne Remake on its 10th anniversary. The same way we had Demon Souls Remake really close, just a little bit after its 10th anniversary. And instead, you chose to waste one of the best dev studios. 5 years of their time, you wasted. You wasted your own money and you wasted our time. Thank you very much.
I've got a little bit of good news to pad this. The Lords of the Fallen creators, CI Games, has offered anybody affected from Bluepoint Games closure a position with their team. So they are trying to actively acquire talent from a closed studio.
I'm not worried that those guys will get jobs, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish they would keep doing what they're doing in that cohesive group. And the fact that they would have had access to all of Sony's first-party IP, and now that's gone.
Yeah.
Like, you're never going to see ports or remakes of any of this stuff anymore. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's rough stuff.
Except for Last of Us, they'll keep remaking.
How long do you think we have before another remake of that on the PS6?
Well, that brings us to our next news story. So, based on that, there are reports that Sony is considering holding back the PlayStation 6 until 2028 or 2029, along with a possible Switch 2 price hike this year, as the rising cost of RAM affects markets. And this is coming from Bloomberg as well. This is the talk of the year, man. RAM shortages. Internally, they're saying they're trying to think their strategy and maybe push the console back. So for those who don't know, usually these consoles seem to, based on historical data, have life cycles of around 7 years. The last one did, the PS4, 2013 to 2020. So if that's to go by anything, we should expect a PlayStation 6 by fall 2027. Same with an Xbox, whatever it's going to be. But because of these RAM shortages, word on the street is maybe Sony's thinking about pushing it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also news of WD being also basically sold out of hard drives for storage.
Yeah, apparently people were trying to buy hard drives instead because they couldn't get hold of any SSDs. And then they said they're out of hard drives for the freaking calendar year 2026.
Yeah.
It's not good, Durwin. Steam Deck is like sold out in the US now. You cannot buy a Steam Deck from Valve. And yeah, that Switch price hike, man. If you want that Switch 2, like, buy it now. Buy it now because it's going to get expensive. Mm-hmm. Or they're going to make the accessories more expensive. Even more.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Sony was saying that they're going to keep the price of the PS5 the same? And they have enough like supply for PlayStation 5s until this holiday season.
Yeah.
So they said instead they're going to recoup costs from their existing active users.
So PS Plus price hike?
Potentially. I saw that the PlayStation Plus subscriptions, I believe the top one was on sale right now.
Yep, they had a Chinese New Year sale. I think 35% off or 30%.
I literally just copped for the year. Okay, let's move along. Durwin, you hinted to it. but we may be getting new God of War news this summer. That's not the news that we already got.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you see the video?
I didn't see the full video. I've seen all the articles with Christopher Judge.
So, in the video, a fan walks up to him and asks him a question, and her friend is recording. And they ask him, and he's like, yeah, he basically says he won't be in the new Remake trilogy because T.C. Carson is going to be in the Remake trilogy. T.C. Carson's the original voice actor for God of War. He proceeds to say, yeah, it's a remake of the old one, and he actually said something that was never said at the PlayStation State of Play about there being a new combat system.
Yes.
To suggest a change from what the original God of War was. He also then said, you'll be hearing about what we're doing probably in late summer. Again, I quote, and then you'll be hearing about what we're doing probably in late summer. Which obviously fans on the internet took it to say this is the next thing from Sony Santa Monica. Because we know Cory Barlog is working on a new game, and it's an unannounced project. Some people are saying this is a new God of War, aside from the trilogy. Some people are saying this is a new IP, but then why would Christopher Judge be involved? They're thinking, well, maybe because he's the voice actor from previous, games.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, he does voice acting as a job, so
yeah,
could be anything. But
I think I don't remember the tweet exactly, but Christopher Judge went back online and on Twitter he responded to this by basically saying something on the lines that was very ambiguous, but was just kind of like, you're going to be hearing what I'm working on, not,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see. Do you think it is something? I don't know.
We'll see. I mean,
it seems like a lot.
Christopher Judge needs to follow his NDAs and
always talking, man. And then these fans that walk up to you with a camera. Do you remember what happened last year with the Assassin's Creed Black Flag voice actor?
Mm-hmm.
They did the same thing to him. And then the next time he was doing like a fan meet and greet, they tried to do it again. And he was like, nope. Is that a camera? He's like, nope, I'm not talking to you.
Yeah. He's going to get in trouble. But we'll see.
Durwin, did you see the original God of War creator freaking out about
Sparta? So we covered it a bit last time. He went on a 9-minute rant, and now he played, I think, another 4 hours, and he went on like a 30-minute rant or something like that. Yeah, he was shitting on this game.
We'll talk later about when we talk about what we've been playing.
Yeah.
But you've finished this game, so I want to get your 2 cents on it.
I don't think he's wrong. I honestly don't think he's wrong. He did bring up a few points. I don't know if you watched the whole video.
I did not.
But there was like just some things that I didn't really like that he pointed out in terms of technicals for the game. Like specifically how like you can use like the aim reticle, but then the way that you aim it doesn't actually shoot the same way. Like there's like little small things in there that definitely show that this game is not polished. So I do definitely agree with all of that stuff. And I also do find that the story for Sons of Sparta really does like not hit for me.
Yeah.
And for him to basically have been involved in the original trilogy and to see this product, I can see where he's coming from. Like, this is not the Kratos he created, right?
Yeah, you remember that clip from the Godfather when what's his name? Sonny gets shot up. Spoilers for the Godfather if you haven't watched it already. And then he's like, "Look what they did to my boy."
Yeah.
That's how David Jaffe feels every time Sony Santa Monica wants to go a different way with Kratos.
Yeah. And like replayability for this game isn't very high. Like all the cutscenes aren't skippable. And honestly, there is no reason why you would play this game again, which is stupid because the 2-player co-op can only be played after you beat the game the first time.
That's the baffling one for me, man. That is the baffling one for me. Like, frick. can't you freaking just... You have to beat the game to freaking play co-op.
Mm-hmm. So I totally understand where he's coming from. I agree in some aspects, but I don't think the game is as bad as it is. But it is nowhere near a perfect game. Nowhere near what really belongs. Like when you think of God of War, you're thinking about like the masterpiece that is 2018 God of War. It doesn't even come close to that. So
I played about an hour when it came out, and it came out the same day as Mario Tennis. I did not exactly get hooked on the hour that I played. That's not a big deal because sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to get hooked into a game. So I intended to revisit after I finish all the content. I keep playing Mario Tennis because I freaking love that game right now. But I don't know what you're telling me right now and what this guy's freaking out about and what the Metacritic score is. I'm not even sure. I think I might just skip this one.
Yeah, it adds nothing really to the actual God of War lore.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a skippable game. And honestly, I have a lot of issues with bugs for this game.
I heard.
Yeah.
65 on Metacritic, 38 critic reviews. I feel like I got played out of my money by Sony.
Yeah, this should have been a $20 game.
Not just that. I don't care. Actually, if we knew this was coming out and critics got like review code earlier and these reviews came out, I would have never dropped 40 Canadian dollars on this thing.
That's
never.
fair.
I would have waited till those reviews come out. I would have found out it wasn't that great and I would have moved on.
Yeah,
But
if this wasn't attached to the God of War IP, I don't think it would have sold. Period.
Well, I don't that's exactly the point. I think they literally baited us. It's God of War IP. I saw the reveal, shadow drop, you get hyped, you buy it. You can't freaking redeem it on the PlayStation Store. If this was Steam, I would have redeemed it already.
Like refunded it, you mean?
Yeah, refund it, redeem.
Yes.
Do not redeem it. Do not redeem it.
I told you not to redeem it.
Yeah, I would have refunded it.
Yes.
Yeah, freaking disappointed. 65 on Metacritic, dude. That's like... If a game gets 65 on Metacritic, I'm usually not picking it up.
Yeah, it's pretty poor. And I fall into the sunk cost fallacy where I've invested all my time in beating it. That the only like next possible thing that I would do with it is obviously platinum it. And I'm going down that route. Yeah, so we're talking about sales. God of War 2018 and Ragnarok have both generated over $1.4 billion in combined sales. And then now you can add whatever Sons of Sparta did after this stupid shadow drop that really screwed us.
Yeah, I don't know. This is revenue, right? This is not gross.
It doesn't cost $1.4 billion to make both these games, so let's be real.
Yeah, right. No, well, I mean, both of them together, if you want to be really extreme, you're looking at, what, 400 million to 500 million for both of them? So, yeah.
Yeah. But,
play the base games. They don't play Sons of Sparta.
Yeah, they gotta pay for Concord somehow.
Jeez. Durwin, more news from Highguard, the game that keeps giving this year. So, we found out that the developer Wildlight Entertainment was being funded by Tencent.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know how much yet. It's still a mystery. But it sounds like this game is not entirely indie. They were funded by Tencent Group. TMI. I don't know how to say that. T-I, capital M-I. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything more to say from that. We know Tencent, like they even bought 15% share in Arrowhead recently. So they're trying to and then their whole thing with Ubisoft. So they are trying to get their tentacles in different places, but we don't really know anything more than that. Obviously, online people are freaking out, accusing Jeff Keighley of that's the reason why he gave it the last spot, not because he believed in it, and not because that game studio gave him the last spot. It was because Tencent told him.
And Tencent, they're like a contributor to his video game awards show, right?
Mm.
And same with most of the board for VGAs.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not looking good for Highguard. Their freaking website was down for 7 days or something like that until they brought it back up. They even said the reputational damage is already done.
Yeah.
Going back and fixing the website is low priority.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunately it says shut down all over it. I wonder what the concurrent player count is right now. Highguard. Again, going back, I really loved this game. I really did enjoy it, but it's only sitting at about 1,200. That was its peak player count. And last time I played it, it was getting really sweaty too. Like anybody else who's still in there is good. Durwin, unfortunately for you, we will not be getting a Starfield 2.0 anytime soon.
That's fine. I didn't even try Starfield 1.
Yeah.
So,
Todd Howard was recently speaking with Kind of Funny Games, just gave a little bit of an update on all the stuff he's been working on. Full steam ahead on Elder Scrolls 6. Don't expect something new from Starfield, and don't expect any new Fallout anytime soon. I mean, unless they get Obsidian on it, which I would be very glad. But yeah, watch the full thing if you're interested. Durwin, when is this Elder Scrolls 6 coming out?
I don't know.
What makes it to market first? Witcher 4, Elder Scrolls 6,
Oh,
or Intergalactic?
Intergalactic, because they are pushing hard to get that thing out the door.
Pushing so hard that frickin' what's his name? Neil
Druckmann
got the frickin' ear pull from Sony to come back to frickin'
to develop games.
to go frickin' work instead
Yeah.
of working on.
So you think you can just hang around set for The Last of Us Season 2? Yeah, right.
I'm hearing season 3 is probably the last season.
Yeah, I've
Doesn't
heard
look
that
like they're
too.
gonna, like, keep it going after that.
Yeah. Something that always is going is Pokemon. Fire Red and Leaf Green coming
I
out
need
to
you to explain
Nintendo
this to me.
Switch.
I need you to explain this to me because the internet was melting. I'm like, I don't give a damn about Pokemon. What is this story?
So Fire Red and Leaf Green are like the penultimate editions of Pokemon Blue, Red, and in Japan Green. They are basically the original Kanto games. So it is a big deal that it is finally coming to Nintendo Switch. You have to pay for it because apparently like the licensing and the online features just really call for that $20 because you're going to be able to go online and trade with friends and whatever you want to do online. But yeah, it is not part of a Nintendo Switch Online, so you have to pay for this separately. Pokemon Home, which is promised but will not be available at launch, is a big thing for people because then they can transfer all their Pokemon that they catch to the more modern games. And in general, people are hyped because if this is getting announced before Pokemon Day, they are expecting something huge on Pokemon Day.
Pokemon Day is going to be next week, Friday?
Yes, the
February
27th, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, but you actually kind of got me interested.
Yeah. The big thing is that you can play this because of the, I guess, how it is emulated or whatever. You can play this on your TV from your Switch. So I don't know how it will look, but they tried to remain faithful as possible. So that's why they have this game in English, Spanish, French, like all separate. You can't just go into the cartridge and change the language.
Oh, really? So this came out in 2000, and these came out where I don't even... Listen, just backstory. I know, like, it's supposed to be a video game podcast, and we're supposed to know our shit. I was not a Nintendo kid growing up at all. Like, at all. I have no, like... I only started, like, playing, like, Nintendo games in the Switch generation. Like, literally, I did not have an NES, SNES, like, it was Sega Genesis, PS1, PS2. For me, like, did not touch any Nintendo game, you know, like, unless I played at a friend's house until, like, I became an adult. So, I know Pokemon's a big deal. I was like, Fire Red. Okay, who cares? I guess I lied. I did have a Nintendo DS. Yeah. So... How many Pokemon are in this game?
151. This is original Pokemon.
For
That's
real?
why. Yeah.
Dude, you actually really sparked my interest by saying that. Because the 151 are the only Pokemon
It's
that
like
exist in my
it's
mind.
like like you face Brock and you face the Elite Four and like the main champion is like your rival Blue. It's like OG.
For real. Okay. I'm actually kind of interested. I wish this was Nintendo Switch Online. At least just give it a chance instead of buying it.
You are gonna hate Pokemon. It is so. Like, I played a lot of the Pokemon on like an emulator, and you can boost up the speed of like the dialogue and the walking. I have tried to go back to play on like my 3DS because I have the limited edition like Pokemon console, and without the speed booster, you are just like, oh my god, this text is so slow to load. You walk so slow, you run so slow, the Pokemon battles are so slow. So I want to see you waste $30, but I'm going to tell you not to.
Okay, I won't do it. You piqued my interest when you said 151 because those are the only Pokemon that exist in my head. Like when I was a kid and I was collecting the cards, I literally had all 151. I remember I had a little binder that had every single one. I'd like my uncle helped me like collect them all.
Yeah.
So like that was a good time. Pokemon Leaf Green. What's the difference between Fire Red and Leaf Green? Like,
so they have so the two versions have Pokemon specific that you can only catch in that version. So I think one version gets like Meryl. Do you remember Meryl, the little blue water thing? And the other one gets Lapras or something like that. So like there's in order to catch all of your Pokedex, you have to trade with someone or you buy both versions and you transfer it over.
All right, moving on from Pokemon. We got some new Pokemon, but you know what looks like we're never going to get new of is Saints Row, because the design director says the IP owner basically ghosted him on his prequel pitch. Yeah, so Chris Stockman, who was the design director on the original Saints Row, was asked to pitch a prequel game. Basically, Embracer Group didn't really even respond to him. And so, yeah. I think he's,
legit.
Yeah, he left. He works at VR Studio Bit Planet Games. Anyway, I don't know. The Saints Row reboot in 2022 wasn't really great. Didn't really work out. I think it's fair to say that we shouldn't expect one of these anytime soon. Durwin, apparently the EA Sports commentator, EA Sports FC, Guy Mowbray, is that how you say his name? Mowbray, gave EA permission to replicate his voice using AI to read out player names, because there's like 20,000 plus.
There's like 20,000 of them, and like they were saying how, because this takes months for them to do, like, and he has to come up with his own lines and stuff like that. It's just like it helps a lot, essentially.
I'm sure it does, but crazy stuff though. Still worrisome for sure.
I mean, if he gets paid the same amount of money, like, does it matter?
I mean, I guess if they're giving him like the rights to use his voice, but yeah, I don't know if it's the same for like, you know, can you just go to Troy Baker and be like, hey dude, I'm gonna give you like $200,000. Can I just like use this AI machine to recreate your voice to voice these lines? And he's like, yeah, sure, go ahead.
I mean, that's his voice, though, right? So, I mean,
never actually records anything. Yeah.
But so just to be clear, they are still recording things. The thing that they're using it for are mainly the names.
Of course. Yeah. It's the names.
Yeah, he still has lines like when the ball is, heading towards the other opponent's zone and stuff like that. Like, he does have to make custom lines that only he can say, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
During the weapons director, Zach Krieger, basically was given like, this article from VGC says, carte blanche to do whatever he wanted with the Resident Evil movie reboot. This is the director of weapons.
Yep, that creepy kids movie. Well,
great
kids horror movie. Yeah,
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be new characters, he says. It's still going to be faithful to the games, but there won't be any cameos from Leon, Ada, Jill Valentine, or Claire Redfield, or anybody. It's going to be specifically.
There's no characters. It's going to be brand new, completely.
And I'm glad of that, to be honest. Like, if they wanted to remake like Resident Evil the movie, like don't hire this director to do it, right? Like, if you wanted him to create something like genuinely scary, genuinely like original, don't force him to use any source material, right?
Still, dude, Jill Valentine, Claire Redfield, come on.
Ada Wong.
What are we talking about? I'm like, I know Ada Wong is like a fan favorite, but I'm actually a Claire Redfield sucker. Dude, okay, listen, I don't think this is news story, but I'm going to put this in the show anyway, and I'm going to explain to the very few listeners we have why this isn't a news story, and this is not a big deal. The Dusk Blood's release date is potentially revealed through a new listing. So a listing came up. I can't remember. It was a Polish or what it was. Like,
yeah, it just said March 27th basically
March
as like
27th.
release date.
Listen, guys, March 27 for a game we haven't seen since last April, for a game that theoretically could have shown up on the Nintendo Switch third party, like direct, we literally just had 2 weeks ago. In a month that's already stacked with release dates, that everybody's already cemented their cornerstone for the month, seems absurdly strange, and it does not seem in line with anything From Software has done in the past. We usually get a release date ahead of time. We get a good marketing push ahead of time. Guys, March 27 is the last Friday of the fiscal quarter and the fiscal year. Like, this is literally why March 27 is just a placeholder. Like, trust me, this game's not coming out March 27th.
Yeah, and we see what Nintendo does for these big exclusives, right? They hold a Nintendo Direct. They show actual gameplay, like an hour's worth of gameplay, so that people are hyped and they actually buy the game. Like they did it for Metroid, right? They did it for Kirby. They did it for all of this. Like, they're not going to just release a game like a month from now.
From Software game, you know, like, yeah.
Like one of the biggest anticipated games for Switch 2.
For Switch 2.
They're not going to do that.
So just hold your horses, like, relax. Don't be pissing yourself. This game is not coming out March 27th.
Yeah.
It's just an accident. It was probably a placeholder from the website for, like, end of the fiscal year. They just put it there. Sometimes you'll see a release date on a website saying it's like December 31st. Doesn't mean the game's coming out December 31st. It means it's coming out that calendar year or whatever.
All right. Should we end with just like the two last sad stories?
Yeah, we got news this week that Hideki Sato, the designer of all Sega consoles, has passed away at the age of 77. He was responsible, him and his R&D team, for the creation of Sega Arcade, home console hardware, including the Master System, the Genesis / the Mega Drive, wherever you lived back then, the Saturn, and the Dreamcast.
Dude, the Dreamcast controller design is peak. I love the look of that thing. It was wild.
I mean, I love the Sega Genesis, like going back in the day. Big. You know what's crazy, man? It's like a lot of these big names in video games are just getting older and now passing away. It's like, this is like video game history. He joined Sega in 1971 and was the acting president between 2001 and 2003, and he left the company in 2008. So, rest in peace, Hideki Sato. By the way, the first time I read that, I thought it was Saito, and my brain instantly was like, Saito-sama.
Ghost.
Unfortunately, this week, we also lost Koji Igarashi, who was a Castlevania OG and a Bloodstained veteran.
Yeah, passed away at 52.
No, sorry, I got this backwards. His colleague is Koji Igarashi. His name is Chutaro Lida. Yeah. So they both worked for Konami back in the day, and they were specifically Chutaro was what did he do exactly? I think he might have been a programmer. Yeah, he was a programmer. Worked on Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, one of the biggest titles. But he was at Konami from 1996 to 2015. Basically, Koji Igarashi was the one who left and started the Bloodstained studio. And they were actually currently working on Bloodstained 2. So, yeah. Unfortunately, he didn't live to see the release of that game. Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious to see how this Bloodstained game is going to come out, considering we have a new actual Castlevania. Yeah, so rest in peace. Him as well. Died at the age of 52 from pancreatic cancer. So that's unfortunate. I think I heard recently that they're making new headway with pancreatic cancer. It's like one of the worst cancers to get, basically. Like, mortality rate is really low.
Yeah. And also the implications of, not having a pancreas for like enjoyment of life.
Yeah.
Like food-wise, terrible.
Terrible, of course. Durwin, that's it for news stories this week. I do want to close off with one little story. I've been watching the Olympics. We talked about the Olympics. I don't know how I didn't see this. I only saw it on an article from Eurogamer, even though my wife watches the figure skating to some extent. There was a performance by Anastasia Metelkina and Luka Beralova of Georgia at the Olympics for figure skating, where they did a Mortal Kombat. They skated to Mortal Kombat. Did you see this, Durwin?
I did.
Is a really good performance.
Yeah, it was a wild performance. Let me see if I can.
Really interesting choice.
Let me see if I can get it on screen.
I think
here.
really risky. I think they didn't think they were going to win a medal, so they're like, let's just have fun with this. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. Thanks for joining us. If you liked what you listened to, leave us a like and subscribe. We appreciate your support. Comment, share with your friends. Ring the bell so you get a notification every time this episode drops. Thanks for joining us, guys. We are out. Peace.